15 inches or so. I wish she would get off that cell phone. Why do I have to hear her conversation? She's two doors down.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the front porch of the 1925 bungalow. I'm Scott. I also happen to be the proprietor of the old curiosity shop eBay store. Now, I've been selling on eBay for 25 years. I don't think my shop has always been, in fact, I know my shop hasn't always had that name. And I also conduct live sales and produce videos such as the one you're watching now. Now, today's going to be a thrift haul, and I haven't taken you shopping lately. It's been quite a while. Well, we need to hit thrift shops again, and I'm sure I'll get to that next week. But today, I'm going to have a little bit of hot coffee. Can you see the steam coming off of that? This is in a beautiful amber glass mug in the Jacobean pattern. I don't remember who made it. Maybe somebody can tell me. I completely forget. But this is an old glass mug. Let's have a sip. You have a sip too. Ready? Here we go. We'll do it together. I don't know what you're drinking today. Oh, that's so good. And I didn't even put any sweetener in it. You know, because I'm going to be dipping some ginger snaps. Now, these I got from the Amish bakery at the Reading Terminal in Center City, Philadelphia, where I go to quite often. And I'm eating those ginger snaps off of a little carnival glass dish that dates to about 1912, 1915, something like that. Wow, let's do a thrift haul. And I need your help because I've got some items today I have not had a chance to look up. It takes time to do your research. It certainly does, and I haven't done it. Oh, that's good. Maybe you can help me. We'll put this back up here next to Mr. Frog and the snake plant. And I'd like to begin with two items that are listed in the eBay store, freshly listed this morning. Where are they? Here's one. I just put this wonderful 1930s glass refrigerator water bottle, that's how we say it in South Jersey, the Delaware Valley, I suppose I should say. And this dates back to the 1930s. There's a patent date on it, which I didn't look up, but one of my kind viewers, eBay friends, YouTube friends, looked it up for me when I had this during one of my show and tells after a live sale. I don't know what that S is on there for. I'm familiar with cellars and the cellars cabinets and the jars that have the S on them, but this is made by the Beveracette company, Beveracette, and it's embossed right there. It's got an aluminum lid. This is great. I mean, this is just so classic 1930s, isn't it? Keep your water in your refrigerator nice and cold. That's in the eBay store. So is this cup and saucer. This is one of the prettiest little hand-painted porcelain cups and saucers I've seen in a long time. And it doesn't do it justice out here because it's hard for you to see how beautiful it is. Daffodils, that's all hand-painted on very good quality porcelain. There's even a daffodil on the inside. I wish my lighting was cooperating here, but you'll be able to see pictures of this. Now, this is also in my eBay store, and it's unmarked. It's good white, actually bone. I think it's bone china when you can see, and you can't see, but I can see my fingers through it. what is that? So semi see-through something. I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to be saying, but I think it's bone china when you can see your fingers through it. Well, you guys tell me. So that's really pretty, just this one, but that is a nice cup and saucer with hand-painted daffodils. Now I also plan on listing, as soon as I publish this video, I'm going to list 2 more items. So they're not in the store yet, but they will be as the day progresses. I believe I'm putting both of these together in one auction. So you have the the October Angel, which of course it says right there, October Angel. And there's his Halloween mask, and the black kitty with his haunches. Is that his haunches? I don't know. Well, he's got his tail up, so he's coming at you. And this one over here too. Now this is Redware. This is made in Japan. Well, they're both Japanese. Yeah, made after the war. That's just a little vase, or stick a pen in there, or a lipstick. And that little kitty is on a black book. There's no damage on either one. Either one. Now you know these things always have broken wings, broken halos, re-glued, not an issue here. Those wings were never broken off, nor was his halo. Oh, halo, everybody, halo. I didn't do it this time. That's just for the live sales. And so we'll have both of these in one listing. I'm putting them together. And that, as I said, if you don't see it right away, it's going to be listed at some point today, which is Saturday. And then all the auctions run for 7 days in the eBay store. I'm also going to be listing this. Now this is super fantastic. It is a beautiful Art Deco amber. The only thing I can call it is a candy jar. It's got a lid, and of course it's hollow on the inside. Look how thick that glass is. This has to be Czechoslovakian. Now there's no mark on it at all. It's old. This probably goes back to the Deco era of the 1930s. It has a wonderful stepped stem here. Very thick, beautiful glass. Could be English, but I don't think this is American made. It's extremely thick glass. Look at the lid. There's no damage on it. It stands a beautiful, oh, that's got to be 12 inches tall, maybe 13, including the lid. And the color, you just have to see it in the light. This is that amber color that we just love from the 30s. And boy, oh boy, fill it up with candy corn or whatever you want. You won't regret that. That's a beautiful 1930s piece right there. So we'll have that listed in the next few hours. I promise you that. Okay, now if you will, we're gonna just do it relaxed today. I normally edit out all of some of my little chit-chatting, but I'm gonna drag this video out because it's Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. I'm gonna dunk a ginger snap. Here we go. Warning, there could be lip smacking. How did you do down south as the remnants of that tropical storm passed you by? We're getting the remnants of it today in the mid-Atlantic East Coast, and it'll work its way up. So it's a cool, oh, I don't know, what is it, 60? Was it 60 degrees this morning? It was chilly. I had to go and get a blanket. And, but you see I've got the windows open. But isn't it nice to open up the house and let it get cold inside? So it's windy today and a little bit on the rainy side, but It's nice. It's a nice... Is today the first day of autumn, or is it tomorrow? This might be the last day of summer. I can't remember. Anyway, we're close. All right. So that's it for the eBay store. Now, let me show you some of the items that I've been thrifting in the last few days. This is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the prettiest crystal creams and sugars I've ever found. Is it antique? I don't know. There's no wear on the bottom of it, which I would expect to see. So I'm getting a feeling that these might not be antique, but I had to get them anyway because they're absolutely beautiful. It seems to be pressed and cut. They're small. I like the size of them. There's no damage at all and no markings at all. But it's definitely lead crystal. Look at the beauty of it, how brilliant it is, how it picks up the light. And all of these facets are reflecting the light. Even look how the lid is done. So I've, once again, not looked at anything in any of my books. But that is a lovely, lovely... What is that? Is that just a little bit of dirt? Or is that a little... I think that's just something there on the side I have to clean off. So we're going... Anybody recognize that? I don't know. I don't know what we can do with it. Oh golly, let's put it over here. That was quality. Now, what else? I've got stuff back here behind the curtain. Oh yes, clearly we recognize hocking, anchor hocking with these banded rings, even though there's no, these were never painted. And there's, what is that, an ice cream sundae? Ice cream soda? Ice cream sundae cup? For home use or drugstore, restaurant use. Cheap, what do you call it? 5 and 10 cent store type glass. You know, you can really see the difference when we hold up the crystal. So that's, I got 4 of these. Anchor hocking. 4 of those. I got 2 really pretty. Here's a pink and here's a green. Really nice pieces of glass from the 30s. They both have sort of an optic pattern, quilted or diamond. It's not terribly defined, but you can see the optic pattern in them. And this one, pink and footed. This is nice. I don't know. There are no mold lines on this, so this was either fire polished or hand blown. That's a pretty pink thing right there. And this one as well is also fire polished because there's no mold lines on it. And very thin, almost like the drinking glasses. Just beautiful pieces of, and I love the pink and the green together. You know, we call that watermelon when we stick those colors together. Collectors do. So they came just recently. This is Harker, isn't it? I just found these the other day, salt and pepper, with the very Art Deco font. Isn't that Harker? I forget. They have their corks. Sounded like I said quirks. And there's no damage on these. Just up the street in a thrift store. Now this, ooh. I don't know why I'm making that noise. Because I'm making that noise. Woo. Where did this come from? It wasn't an antique store. It was a thrift shop. Yeah, because I had to get all the tape off of it. Now, from what I can tell, it's referred to as Old Abe or Frosted Bald Eagle, or Eagle if you're from Philadelphia. Are them Eagles playing today? Eagles if you're from anywhere else in the country. And I believe it's attributed to the crystal glass. I'm still digging, so you dig as well. It was not in, I couldn't find it quickly in my pressed glass book, which has 400 pages. It's more than 400 pages. I went through it quickly. It might be in one of those etched glass books I've got inside. But so there's etching on here. That's old-timey etching. And look at the frosted bald eagle. That's right, the American bald eagle on the top. No damage. I looked at it and I looked at it and I looked at it and I said, this has to be a reproduction. There's no way, because if it's not a reproduction, we're talking about the late Victorian era. 1880s, 1890s? How can something like this survive from the 1880s in such beautiful condition? So, did they reproduce these? I don't think so. Look at the quality of the etching on there. Now, this is a sugar bowl. They were pretty big in those days. Well, there's that lady up the street. Can you hear her? She's 2 doors down, but she gets out on her front porch. I know you can hear her. She can't hear me, but I can hear her. Anyway, so if you got nothing to do this afternoon, let me know. Is this really Old Abe, Frosted Bald Eagle, Sugar Bowl, 1890s? I think I read that it had 2 different style handles, vertical and horizontal, but you know, I'm finding this stuff quicker than I can do the research in some cases. Look at that eagle. Oh no, I gotta take that back. Well, no, wait a minute. There is the tiniest, tiny hiney. Wait a minute. There's the tiniest little chip on the very back of his wing. But look, there are no chips on that beak. We don't want that to be messed up. Okay, little tiny chip on the very back of his wing. So, but that's it. Nothing else. Couldn't believe it when I saw that. Okay, have not identified him yet, or her. I don't know why we do that. We say him or her. EAPG vase, beautiful. Pressed glass, right? This is the, now this will be in here. I just haven't. You know, there are thousands of patterns. And that's a fascinating hobby. It'll really keep you busy. And you can find this stuff. So we've got that. And then I found another beautiful 1930s, late 20s into the 30s etched glass candy jar. I'm collecting these, you know that. I can't help myself. Should we have one of these? There was a mix, remember there was a mix that had a witch and yellow wheat, you know, tied together in a bundle. What do you call that? Sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. We used to sing that.
Sowing in the morning, sowing seeds of kindness, sowing in the noontide and the dewy eve, waiting for the harvest and the time of reaping, we shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves, we shall come rejoicing. the sheep, bringing in the sheep, bringing in the sheep. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheep. Sowing in the sunshine, sowing in the shadow, hearing me the clouds nod with the chilling breeze. By and by the harvest and the labor's ended, we shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheep, bringing in the sheep, bringing in the sheep. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheep, bringing in the sheep, bringing in the sheep. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheep. Golden ever weeping, sowing for the Master, who the Lord sustain our spirit hopes and grief. When our weeping's over, He will bid us welcome. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheep, bringing in the sheep, bringing in the sheep.
Remember that mix? I think they called it Harvest Mix, but I can't find it. I can find the candy corns and the pumpkins. Anybody remember that? Little yellow wheat sheaves. And I think a witch. Anyway. Put that down. Don't eat any more of those before lunch. What else am I gonna... Oh, a couple more things. Another EAPG Pedestal cake stand, similar to one that I sold in a live sale a couple nights ago. See? So, that's a nice one. Boy, this was an expensive piece of glass when it was new. And those of you who really know your glass, you're going to recognize that stem. And I should be able to recognize it as well, but what's so special about that? It is hand engraved, and it is also silver overlay, sterling on the top. So on the underside, I know I need a piece of white paper, I'm never prepared. On the underside, this is all wheel cut here. So somebody at a grinding wheel, zzz, 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 put all of this in there. Look at how beautiful that is with these festoons, swags. So that's on the underside. And then on the top side, they do this silver sterling overlay, very thickly applied on there. And so you get this dimensional, there's depth to this thing because you look through it and see the etching on the underside. That was an expensive compote right there. Footed, that's beautiful. Christmas candy in that. Fancy feast. Okay. I've got one thing left. One big old thing left. Now this guy, I'm so mad because I know what it is and I don't know what it is. It's when you've been fooling around with stuff, glass, for as long as I have and as long as many of you have, you know this. You go, what is that? Well, let me show it to you. It's a big, beautiful guy. Now, this was not expensive glass. This is all hand painted. This is not a decal. The glass isn't really a milk glass. It was made, I believe, before we actually had formulas for true white milk glass. So there's a almost like an opaline, but there's nothing on the bottom of it. No mark. I haven't been able to get that off yet. That's from the store, so you can't steal it. I gotta pick at that. I know how to get it off, don't worry. I do this all the time, every day, but I just didn't pick that off yet. But this is all hand painted, but it has that you always hear me talk about that waxy feeling of some of the American glass that was made in the 20s and the 30s, the way the painting is done. There's just something to it. And I simply don't remember. I'll let you see the top of it. See how it's not true milk glass? You can see my hands through it. But this is all painted here on the front. And at first I wasn't going to purchase it because these aren't cracks, but somehow it's very odd the way, this almost looks like it's part of the leaf. But then it looks like somebody just went whoosh and just scratched it. But it's just odd the way that scratch, there's two scratches. Now, you know, when you pull it back, okay, you don't really see those scratches, but they're there, and I don't like them, but they're there. There's no signature anywhere on this. What are those? Dahlias? Purple Dahlias? I don't know. But that's a big, beautiful thing. I don't know which company made this. This type of glass. But it's a big, pretty one. Good grief, I think I didn't pay a whole lot for it. You see how tall it is back, well, maybe that wasn't very helpful. 15 inches or so. I wish she would get off that cell phone. Why do I have to hear her conversation? She's two doors down. People from New Jersey are loud. I was born and raised here. Anyway, lovely. So, don't know. But that's the fun of this. I can go out in the morning with, you know, $50 in my wallet, something like that, and then come home with all of this. And then you wash it and you clean it and you study it, and you know, you decide, is it going to go in a live sale or is it going to go in the eBay store? And then you photograph it and you measure it and then you work on your listings. And so this is what I do. And I want to thank everybody for watching today, joining me here on the front porch on this Saturday afternoon. Is today the last day of summer? I'm not sure. Well, anyway, I'll see you Monday night, I hope. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I'm having a live sale the last Monday night in September to continue selling beautiful autumn glass and other items for the season. So thanks for watching. Enjoy yourselves, whatever you may be doing on Saturday or Sunday, and I'll see you Monday night. Until then, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching, wait for the cat, and so long for now. I forgot my ginger snaps. I wish that lady would go inside.